Let's see what we can do with the good old stream. All right. Let's see what. All right, audio is active, and we are live with the next Villain High Council panel. Unfortunately, we're short good old Jobber today. Seems that life has caught up to him, but we'll catch back up with him. I went ahead and linked his business down on the bottom. Outside of that, we have quite a few goofballs from the old server chilling in here with us. As of now, we have Q, the high dimensional being, hanging out with us this time around. His link is also in the description. Spicy Orange, another spicy member of the old Yancey crew. And then, of course, the Honorable Senator Don themselves. Q, why don't you go ahead and say a few words if you want?
What's up, everyone? So basically,
What's up?
Lumos, Big Bum got me in here. Excited.
Appreciate Lumos inviting me to the channel, letting me talk. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah. And yeah, we're all just gonna jazz talk on a few separate things today and see what happens. Let's see here, Don. I know Don's been dying to talk about these Star Wars memes, man. So hit us with it.
Alrighty, I was about to say, if anyone doesn't really know what's going on in Lucasfilm right now, there's a massive civil war because of the Gina Carano backlash of her being fired over some ridiculous Facebook, Twitter post. But the real thing is they're actually looking to fire, what's her name, who plays Ahsoka?
What?
Rosie O'Dawson, I believe her name is. And Jon Favreau specifically stated that they're talking about, like, what are you going to do about the end of The Mandalorian with Gina Carano no longer on the cast? And he was like, for quoting, I have 3 different scenarios, but the Eye of Sauron is upon us, end quote.
Well said.
Rip.
What that pretty much means is that there's someone above him that's watching him, which there's only like 2 or 3 people above Jon Favreau, and one of them's Kathleen Kennedy, just saying. And that's a big, big thing. Like, you would imagine that by now, after losing $7 billion in profit in the last year, that they would listen to the fans and really give the fans what they want. But they're just more eager and interested in pushing an agenda than actually making profit, which is really ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what their goals or agendas are by any means, but it sure feels kind of weird that they are not interested in any shape or form of I don't know, money. Like, I don't know. It just seems very odd. Thanks, babe. That they are just like intentionally throwing money down the toilet. Like, either way you look at it, you can have your opinions on whatever she said online, but it sure seems that they are sabotaging themselves in an unhealthy way, which seems very weird to me. I just don't want to see Star Wars go down the fucking toilet because somebody didn't like the success of somebody else. That seems very odd to me.
I feel like it was kind of like, I could see where it came from, but it may have been like an impulsive move to fire her that quickly. Like, I feel Disney should know like how much Mandalorian weighs upon their I don't know, their fucking, what's the word?
You think they would have learned their lesson
Just
after,
profits, you know?
like, after, what the hell was the guy's name who did Guardians of the Galaxy whenever all that meme shit happened? And they even took him back
J.J.
on.
Abrams.
Yeah, not J.J. Abrams. Shit, it was another dude. Oh man, it's brain farting on me. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let's see, who directed Guardians? James Gunn, that's who it was. James Gunn.
Oh, James Gunn. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that seems really weird. You would have thought that they would have learned their lesson with that, but I guess maybe Lucasfilm isn't directly as held accountable as like a lot of what, I guess the rest of Disney is. It just seems really weird.
Yeah.
just from what the sources I have read into, like Kathleen Kennedy already had it out for Gina Carano just because after the first season of The Mandalorian, she's like she doesn't really follow into her ideals of what a feminist would be, quote unquote, and she's like, no, she's got to go. You know, literally is what Kathleen Kennedy said from sources. So it's really hard to say, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, this is coming from a third-party source, so you got to take it as a grain of salt kind of thing. But it's hard not to when the evidence and, like, the track of where these things are going. It's really hard not to be like, oh, man, that's very coincidental for this person to say that, and then a few months later, oh, wow, this person's fired for some real sleight of hand, I would say, you know, inappropriate maybe, but fireable absolutely not.
Yeah, it seems like a conversation should have been had before you reached there, but I think she, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do more research into it, but it seems like there's a lot of mishaps going on with Lucasfilm right now. Yo, Don, your mic good? You keep crushing in and out, bro. I'm just checking. Uh-oh.
But obviously, I don't condone what Gina did. That was incredibly idiotic on her behalf. I feel both sides are at fault. Obviously.
Yeah. No, I mean, people make weird decisions
Mistakes.
to post on social media. I don't know, dude. It's just we're in a weird point in the world where nothing is really private anymore, and unfortunately, when you're in a capitalistic system that is driven by the wants of the people who simply view your product, that's going to force people to either support or not support your product. It just sucks that it seems people in the higher up fields are making executive decisions that are just ending those before I would think that people would take the time to address those things. So, I mean, I guess take that as you will either way.
I think it's a true travesty that The Rise of Skywalker wasn't the greatest grossing film of all time. I mean, if you really think about it, not just saying how it was written or anything, but just saying the 9th film of Star Wars being released at the same time as Endgame was, but Endgame making a substantial amount of more money than what Star Wars was, even though Star Wars has a bigger mythos and has been building on this literal 9th movie for decades and still didn't even come close to beating Endgame. I mean, it's a true travesty. I mean, Disney lost so much money. So much money.
I guess I would look at it fundamentally differently. I think that this movie wasn't built up almost at all. This movie was just built up off of the last one because you basically had to establish that last movie on the prior one, and it's just unfortunate. Like, at best, you could say that this movie was designed like
the Disney trilogy is just it's a shame. You know what I mean? They could have really made a lot of money off that series, and they flushed it down the toilet.
I feel like the MCU, honestly, in the later stages, just naturally had more, like, a more advantageous position over, like, the later kind of Star Wars films.
Yeah.
And, you know, as the Star Wars films went on later, they just got negative connotations. And I think it's just the success that went with the MCU, which gave it the highest grossing film, to be honest.
Speaking of salt, yo, Q, you want to bring up your wonderful hatred for anime? Or or WoW?
So,
whatever you want to talk about.
So it is incredibly obnoxious, both in the artistic aspects to my eyes. It makes it bleed.
Can you taste the salt, ladies and gentlemen?
The voices like give me a headache, and it's just the community. Like there's some cool people, but just like these goddamn Saitama and Goku boys just need to just sit the hell down, bro.
Yeah, I think any fan base has its toxicity. I mean, I know Don is a huge fan of JoJo's, and that community kind of ruined that show for me in general. And so I just didn't quite.
Oh yeah, the JoJo's community is very, very toxic.
So-
I'll agree with that.
And you can say the same thing about like Star Trek, for example, Q, or you can say the same thing like for like comic books in general, like the Hulk fanboys, or or the Superman fanboys.
Right here.
Every content has like a toxic subgroup of people in it.
Green
And-
Lantern.
I mean, dude, who in the fuck is
Yeah,
bitching
true.
about Green
True.
Lantern? Like, seriously.
Fucking Lantern boys.
Like, name one other Green Lantern diehard fanboy who's like out there. I guess maybe you could throw
Candle.
the. I was about to say maybe you could throw the candle argument, and he's probably watching this video and is like, "Holy shit, dude, I'm getting the shout out of the century." But
Hey,
like,
Candle.
they're so few and far between. I wouldn't necessarily equate them. But you know what? To be fair, you could be right. When it comes to DC, I would probably argue the Batman or the Superman. But I guess you know what? So be it. You could make that argument. It's just God, certain communities can be so fucking toxic, man. I just got out of a huge debate with Saitama fans, and like I laughed at that for however long, but they're crazy as hell, and there's not really much you can do about them.
I think they're the worst. They deny he's the fucking guy.
Okay,
character in
well let's take a panel poll real quick. What's the most toxic fan base?
Saitama.
Does
100%.
everyone here agree Saitama in general? Okay, let's
Yeah.
do subgenres
God.
for anime. Yeah, I would say like the Goku fanboys can get pretty bad, but the Saitama fanboys, in my opinion, have it like hands down.
Bleach
Oh my
fanboys are pretty
fucking God.
bad. One Piece fanboys are pretty
One
bad.
Piece can be pretty toxic too, but I don't see those guys claiming like Luffy Solo's all of fiction. Like, and unironically, like genuinely unironically. So
I have run into One Piece toxic fanboys, but I rarely see them though. So
Yeah, I don't know much about
That's
that.
I
wouldn't be
I just hear
surprised.
people. I don't typically hear people wank them in the power scaling community as much as I see people just like jizzing themselves on like the content of the story. They just say it's like the greatest story ever told, and I guess that's like a fair argument. Like they're just toxic in terms of like how quote unquote good their characters are, and they'll just argue that stuff into the ground. They'll try to argue that their characters are so good they don't have to scale to other characters. Their writing's just better. And that's like a fair argument. Even though I despise the franchise, I can at least understand like that perspective. I don't know. What about comics? Who do you think is like in terms of comics? What's the most toxic fucking fan base in the comics?
Superman.
You think Soups? Is that the Dawn vote for Soups?
Century.
Century. Okay, that's a weird one. What about you, Spicy?
it's kind of
It's tough.
it's kind of
Shit.
tough for me to say, really.
I'll consider. I'm thinking more. Let's see.
I see,
Thor.
I see
Silver
Thanos.
Surfer.
Damn it!
No.
It's
Damn it.
Silver
I was
Surfer.
gonna say Thanos, but yeah,
Thanos,
Silver
okay.
Surfer fans get very offended. when you-
Silver
him.
Surfer. I'm with you on, but the Q stole mine. I think Thor, dude. Oh my god, dude. This is. Let's see.
Universal.
Who can I?
Hey.
The honcho scales, from what I've
Honcho.
heard. I've not messed with them personally, but I keep hearing the memes about Outerversal baseline Thor. Like he's
Oh
just
my
always
fucking God.
Outerversal, and that shit. Like to me, that's so hilariously silly. Based on my understanding of the character. Yeah, so I'll give you that one. Baseline Thor solos everyone in fiction because lulz. That's kind of triggering to me.
In DC, I guess I could say,
Superman,
classically, Superman
Yeah.
or Batman.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Batman can do anything memes, and as I've shown with Lantern moments, like that's hilarious. But yeah, Batman and his prep time arguments are funny.
What about sci-fi?
Here, can I answer for UQ?
Hit me.
Flood bad writing.
Yes, true. Apparently, they can do anything. Do us
The
Machina.
Flood fucked up OP confirmed, boys. I'm telling, he's just mad. But no, man, for just fiction in general, man, the 40K universe can get pretty like OP, and I swear somewhere out there I can hear Axel Theromax literally just like having a conniption. But yeah, the buttermilk bobs of the universe, and that's a term I stole from a rather interesting YouTuber. The buttermilk bobs of the 40K universe can get pretty toxic. But man, Doom. A lot of guys in Doom, they freak out about it, but at least they have decent scaling
Doom.
there, so it's hard for me to argue against that. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Sometimes the xenomorph community can be a little toxic because it's just like, oh, if they invade like any universe, they just, kill one guy, chest burster, new alien, more powerful. It's like, dude, shut up.
Damn.
Predators get they literally use a nuke as their final option. Wipes them out. I know it's not really a nuke, but you get it. And it's just like, I don't see them soloing that fiction, so what makes you think they could solo every fiction? Shut the fuck up.
Man, fair enough. I don't think I've ever heard anybody just themselves on like the Alien verse. I know.
Oh, people would come to me and be like, "Dude, remember that crossover comic where he fought Green Lantern? Remember when he fought Superman?"
Literally, I've heard.
Like, shut the fuck
it's like,
up!
How the fuck are xenomorphs threats to people who like don't take damage from like anything below planet level attack? Like, lol, don't even question the logic there. Unless we're just talking like day one Green Lanterns who don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, and I got into an argument about a recent Immortal Hulk
Kyle. Yeah, because he's
cover
featured
got
in
released of the
yeah.
Xenomorph cutting Hulk up, and they're just like, "Oh my god, this must mean he's like more powerful than Wolverine." I'm like, "What? Excuse? Okay, no." I am typing, and then I'm just,
Yeah.
Why are you comparing them at all?
That's crazy, dude. I've never heard people wank fucking xenomorphs, man. That's crazy.
Trust me. Someone came in and said, "Adamantium? Bitch, their acid would melt right through that shit. Do not play with me. I will play. I'll put my cards up and play with you. Guess what? I put all my cards down, royal flush. I fucking beat the shit out of them.
Yeah,
right then and there.
As you should, dude. You're telling me that
Yep.
Wolverine's never had acid thrown on him?
And I'm put it melt through steel. Bitch, do you think adamantium is equal to steel?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm
Get
so
wrecked,
done.
you know?
I was so pissed when I saw that, but we're done with it now.
I get a little. They're kind of rare, but I lose brain cells when that one person who just when they hear like the Bedlam spirits, they just pop in and just
Yeah.
they're at a reversal. Let's have them face one above all or the presence or.
It's like that's not how that works.
No.
Actually, I'm changing my vote for mine. I'm just gonna say specifically Q from Star Trek. Not that I'm calling out anyone. No, I'll give him. I'll give him the cred, bro. He ain't. I've literally never heard anyone besides him, like you, literally talking about him. So I can't necessarily say that.
Yeah, Star Trek needs more love.
Hey, fucking man. Let's see what's next on the docket, boys. Ooh, okay, I got one for you guys. The old Infinite Frontier, DC's official reboot, started as of a few days ago, I want to say. But let's get down to the actually only important business that comes from that, which is Green Lantern comes out tomorrow. I'm totally be covering that shit. It's gonna be fucking great. I swear to God, if they're not continuing the storyline that was in Future State, I'm gonna be super fucking triggered. So, DC, if you're hearing me, you better rewrite that whole damn thing if they're not.
I believe this new issue 0, of Future State is talking about True Form Darkseid.
Ooh. I haven't read it. I saw that it was out. I'm assuming that was just like generalized content for like the whole verse. And since I'm a fucking Lantern weeb, I actually don't care about 99% of DC outside of the Lanterns. So I didn't bother reading. Yeah, true story. Hey, I'm honest about it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You can say what you want, but at least I'm honest about it. So I'm gonna be fucking reading the hell out of that, getting some scans and posting that vid hopefully tomorrow sometime if I can edit it fast enough, but we'll fucking see on that one, boys.
I didn't even know about this until now. Did I'm just curious, is Manhattan in it at all? Like,
so at the end of Doomsday Clock, he like gave up his powers and is gone now. He no longer is like a thing. He gave his powers to his son or some shit. Or to some other kid or something weird that he gave to the puppeteer.
He's like the new Quantum Superman, basically, in the Watchmen universe, I think. Yeah.
Weird. So, I mean, that kid's around, but I don't think we have like a... I don't think he's like rolling around in DC anymore. Like himself.
Got you.
I could be wrong on that because honestly, I don't think we've gotten shit for that outside of Doomsday Clock. I don't think we've touched back up on that, even after Death Metal, like where he
Well,
went specifically.
how did Infinite Frontier relaunch? Like, do we know what caused it?
At the end of Death Metal, Wonder Woman, true form golden statue Wonder Woman tackled the Dr. Batman Hatton into a star that represented the idea of writing or some absurdly crazy ass shit. And when she did, she defeated him, and then she met these people called the Hands, who are essentially like Perpetua's family, and with their help, she rewrote all of existence because it was like it just toileted, like it just got bamboozled by.
Oh
Batman
yeah, by
Hatton.
the way, it shattered the source wall.
Yeah, like everything's just gone and different, and so essentially, whenever she argued with them, like, yo, dude, like we deserve to live, and they saw that verse as an anomaly and was like, okay, yeah, like we'll see what happens, but like crazy shit's out there and is coming. So that's kind of where we pick up. We don't really know. I don't really know a lot of this shit, and I probably should have read Infinite Frontier prepping for this, but I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not as concerned outside of the fucking Lantern verse, but hopefully it's fucking good, dude. Every time they've rebooted in the past outside of Grant Morrison shit Green Lantern, I've been pretty happy with it. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Because it's like a soft reboot. It's not like a hardcore reboot. From my understanding, the continuity is all still there.
That's dope.
Like they're not like starting from zero. So it's just like, hey, all the stories before, they might be referenced, but we're basically starting back from issue 1, so you can pick up from here and start reading, which I think is important for new readers.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps popping
So
off,
do you
boys.
think it's a good idea to probably pick up this new issue that's coming out, as in because it's a new release of DC, as a collector's item, just for reference?
I knew Axel was popping off somewhere, dude. I knew he heard it. The fucking literally. I could feel his presence in the multiverse complaining.
Trolling, right?
Knew it. Yeah, he's a fucking master tier troll. Don't listen to this guy. I tried to get him on here, but he's a walking meme, boys. He wouldn't do it.
Oh, boy.
But thank you for looking at that. I've not been looking at fucking YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm fucking pumped for Infinite Frontier. I hope quality shit comes out of that.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see what else we got on the chopping block, boys. Fucking WandaVision. Okay, so who all here has been watching WandaVision?
I'm fully caught up.
You're caught up? Okay. Don, I don't think he's watched. Spicy, do you watch? Or do you mind if we discuss WandaVision spoilers for the newest episode?
I don't mind you talking about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have seen some. I haven't watched it fully, but it's okay to
Okay.
talk about it.
Well, spoiler alert, obviously, for everyone who's been watching WandaVision. But, yo, dude, like, the fuck is happening in WandaVision? So
They're just buffing the fuck out of her.
I just want to know what the fuck is happening, because like every time in WandaVision, like they try to point you in a direction, they just like lead you into a new character who just wasn't actually established to be different than any of the other characters, like just through like, oh yeah, she just lied the whole time, and it was like, oh, I wish we could have like seen something in advance for that. I don't feel like, I don't know, just it seems really weird. And this newest episode was, I think, pretty dull, in my opinion, outside of the fact that we saw when she touched the Mind Stone. I'm assuming she saw what she was afraid of in herself, or saw the... I don't even know. What do you think she saw inside that image? It looked like herself in the future.
I saw it looks like a fully polished Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, like, I mean, it looked like her outfit straight out of the comics, but we only got a silhouette, I guess, more so than anything. We got like a vision of her comic book character as a silhouette. I think it'd be like the best way to put it, or comic book outfit, kind of similar to what she wore in the Halloween episode.
I actually saw like a zoomed in image though, and it actually put in some detail, like it's her legit shit. So
I don't know, man. I'm very interested to see where that shit goes, but I just don't know, like. Spoiler alert.
I'm curious to see where she goes, just in general. Like, so now, like, they obviously just Agatha said, like, Scarlet Witch. Like, when does her story arc gonna finally pop off there?
I just think it's really weird that, like, the power scaling of it, because a movie ago she was destroying Infinity Stones, but then she gets caught up and tricked by like some witch. Like, just seems kind of weird. Like, if this witch was that powerful, how has Doctor Strange not come across her yet?
You can't sleep in Agatha, though. You know, I think, didn't she teach Wanda in the comics?
Yeah, like, I'm not denying that, but like, bro, like, that's Wanda, I'm assuming, before she was like House of M level.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I feel like she just kind of walked in out of nowhere with very very little like assumption ahead of time. Seemed kind of odd to me. But like, I'm cool with that. I'm just worried that they're just going to keep dragging other characters into this, and I feel like the real villain here should definitely have been Scarlet Witch. Like, definitely should have been Scarlet Witch, in my opinion.
She's definitely flawed, at least. She's kind of fucking psycho.
Well, I like I like that. That was the cool part behind House of M, is like, she's just crazy as hell. Like, when Magneto, Charles Xavier, and Doctor Strange summon all of the X-Men and all of the Avengers together, and they're like, yo, dude, we're probably gonna have to kill this chick. She's crazy as hell, and she's gonna destroy our entire reality. But she doesn't even mean to do it. Like, we genuinely have to consider that option. Like, what do you do in that situation? And I feel like they're trying to take it out, kind of like how Axel and I was talking earlier. They don't want they don't want the good guys to actually be villains, and so they have to find some sort of weird out to make them not necessarily seem villainous. Like, they're trying to justify it, but like, I liked that storyline. I'm really worried that Mephisto or Nightmare, all these fan theories of Mephisto or Nightmare, is going to be true, and Agatha is literally just serving one of them, and they're going to be the true villain in the end. When I don't know, I just wish it would stay as Wanda.
I guess to conclude on my side, if you could see one appearance from a character in the show, who would you be? Everyone's like creaming over Doctor Strange, but like,
well, they've announced he's going to show up in this next one because apparently it leads directly into Multiverse of Madness, which I'm cool with that.
Shit.
This is like a Doctor Strange moment. Like, why in the fuck is Doctor Strange not already here? How, like, what could possibly be keeping Doctor Strange from that situation? It's like the Agatha Harkness is looking at her and saying, dude, you're the most powerful sorcerer like fucking ever. How are you doing this? She's been around for quite some time, and she's impressed by this. She can turn off Scarlet Witch's powers, like, casually, even though she's a mutant, but not really in the MCU, but kind of. So, like, it just seems really weird to me that he hasn't shown up. Like, the government hasn't tried to contact Doctor Strange when he lives in fucking New York. Like, what? How did, like, let alone his magical, I'm assuming he'd be aware of such magical, like, I don't know. I don't even know what to call that. Magical exploitations? Magical events like that? I guess event would be a proper term. But yeah, it seems weird. Oh, Axel's right, dude. Xenomorphs who busted out of One Punch Man just can one punch Hulk's head off. That is canon, Axel. That is true. This is the real YouTube live chat. Boys, kill me. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope this last episode, Scarlet Witch just winds up being the true villain, and she loses her shit. She starts threatening the multiverse, which is why Doctor Strange gets involved, and then that's just the whole movie of Multiverse of Madness at that point. Like, I would be 100% fine with that.
I mean, they buffed, like, just out of nowhere. So what did they give her? They gave her complete, like, resurrection of characters. Which was completely
I don't know. Like, did they? Did they give her, like, resurrection of dead characters?
What the fuck was that with Vision? I mean, that's reality warping then, or like resurrection. I mean, you could pick one. I don't know.
I don't know whether she's just manipulating. Well, we still need to figure out what the fuck Vision even is anymore, because she got his body. They had a video of her taking the body, but in her mind she didn't take the body. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit going on. We just need some more answers.
I thought he framed her.
I mean, he could have, but then why does he want the body? Remember, his whole goal was to get Vision's body back. Why?
He does have the body, right?
Well, that's
He
what
never took it.
that's what we found out in this newest chapter. But then why was he going in there with the intent of getting Vision's body? He established that that's what he wanted.
Vision's body's in there. Remember?
Yeah,
when
that's what I'm saying. We don't know which truth is true. We don't know
Oh,
whether she's losing her shit and isn't remembering things right because she's trying to make herself into a good person, or whether that other dude is being a shithead and is scamming her. So I guess it's up to interpretation as of now. We just have to wait until Friday to kind of figure out exactly what the plan is, or like what the idea is behind all of that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. This last episode was kind of a letdown in my opinion. There was like one or two really cool moments, but I'm just really hoping this what I'm assuming is the finale this weekend, right? Isn't it this the final episode?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it Friday, I think.
I just hope we get a lot of closure in that shit, dude, because
I hope it's a fat one.
Yeah, because this last episode just gave us lots of questions. I feel like this whole show has been questions, and we got like one answer that only gave us like 90 more questions. So I don't know. I'm hoping for something good off of that.
Same.
When is it? We're not fucking playing Minecraft on here, Axel, I swear to God. Let's see what else we got on the docket today, boys. Runeterra memes. Q's favorite game has a brand new expansion tomorrow. Go play it. He heavily recommends it. It's his favorite game. So if you guys get the chance, download Runeterra and meme with him on there.
No.
He says Hearthstone is bad and Runeterra is better. Yeah, I can't ever get him to stop talking about it. Honestly, it's kind of sad.
Never stop trashing it.
No, I would
I'll
recommend
give
it.
you.
Yeah, what's up?
It's just like part of my childhood since like I played like beta Hearthstone, and
Wow.
like it gets me a little emotional coming back to it.
He admits he's a beta, boys. Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm an OG motherfucker. But
Sweet.
I can see how it gets a little pay to win in some aspects with like the standard modes, which is a little ass.
I'll keep us rolling for one more good topic. I'm asking chat over here to see if they got a good topic to throw down on.
Sounds good.
I don't know. What else we got? Spicy, you got anything you want to pop off on, man?
Not really.
That's okay, bro.
At least nothing like. I don't know.
It's just it's just like general chat. It's nothing absolutely wild or outrageous or anything.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Do you agree, Spicy? Who do you think would win, Full Pep Constantine or Trueform Penny?
Oh God, here we go. The Pennywise memes.
Probably. Making me think. I didn't see that. I didn't see Splash's video, but.
Oh, then that might be harder.
Shit.
I've decided.
Well,
oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
John Constantine can make. They can basically make Lucifer Morningstar's bitch sometimes. Like, you make a deal with me, then he can screw himself out of the deal, so it's like, blah blah blah, you know that shit.
Wait, under what?
And he could-
Under which context? Like, which
That's
event are we using from that story? Are we using like neutral ground within Marvel, within DC? Like, what was the context between this specific debate? Because I think Pennywise scales differently depending on the verse he's stuck in.
Oh, right. Well, Q, you asked me the question, so where's...
Yeah, give us more context, Q. Give us
I
the
mean,
context cues.
I assume Spicy here watched the video, but I guess
I was gonna get around to that. I was gonna watch it tonight. But...
That's
Yeah.
Spicy.
Y'all haven't.
Oh.
Make sure you watch that fucking video from your favorite villain, dude. It's hella crazy, man.
People be downplaying Penny.
Mm.
But either way, I tell you one.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, you go. What do you say?
No. Mine's gonna be for the end of the conversation. It's gonna be me. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, no, I was just gonna get into kind of explaining, but that's gonna take too long. I'll just say that Penny's fucking broken, and people obviously have no clue about him.
Does true form Penny have a weakness at all?
Here we go.
Only
Because
having
he
the
just
most
seems that fucking OP. Because I'm like, I don't even know. I can't even comprehend what his weakness ever could be.
love and children's imaginations, kind of, which he's completely like concepts that he's completely unfamiliar with.
Andre Georges.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, things he couldn't fathom prior, like the tooth fairy or step on a crack, break your mother's back. He's like, what the fuck is this stuff? And it gives the kids power.
Doesn't Constantine have like illusions that are so at least realistic and magnificent that even gods get fooled by him?
Penny eats gods for breakfast.
Well, yeah, but like,
Okay,
the high
so
tier ones.
I'm probably going to explain this like a fucking idiot, so I'm sure Q can correct me if I'm wrong. But the way Penny scales is to get outside of the Dark Tower, you have to be beyond the idea of like transcendence itself.
Mm-hmm.
And he exists outside of that. So he's like beyond the concept of size or like getting bigger. And most verses, from my understanding, don't do that at all.
Like Penny casually transcends like whole narratives. Like he gets involved with King in the real world, and like he mentions with prologues, and King's also in the stories himself as the author, that it like scares the shit out of him when he doesn't write, and that he can't like. He also has narrative. What's the word? Kind of immortality. Like King also has no control of the author himself, of kind of having control over him. So I can't wait when Splash pulls out the Stephen King unintentionally breaking power scaling video.
So I'm gonna pull out my new thing. I'm gonna copy Q. But I'm going to replace anime with Stephen King verse.
Oh boy.
And so I'm just gonna just anytime like Pennywise shows up, I'm just gonna start calling it the weeb shit, dude. I swear to God, man, fucking
okay.
Stephen King verse is just so fucking astronomically retarded in my fucking eyes, dude. Holy shit.
Now, in my opinion, the John Constantine versus True Form Pennywise, John Constantine slaps, because how can you be something that's on the edge of all creation, beyond the narrative, but still just clown level?
Damn. There's some real Fafnir level takes, dude. He gets the shout out on this one.
To be fair, Pennywise is a conceptual idea, and his clowns are just an avatar to scare certain children. But
I know. I was
yeah, I
legitimately
know your meaning. But Drew, you got me there.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude. Fucking Stephen King verse. I wish I could be high enough to comprehend half of that shit. I would have to be to read the books in the first place, let alone to understand them in a higher level.
It takes skill to make a verse that broken unintentionally, I assume.
If
Dude,
you replace the
blade
word
of
skill in
grass.
that sentence with like drugs, then I agree.
A blade of grass can solo verses.
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
Blade of
the
Grass
fuck?
contains multiverses in it, dude. Every drop of water on a Blade of Grass. is
Over
some
7
stupid shit.
septillion universes, each containing their own infinite measurements.
You can't tell me he wasn't high writing that. Is all I'm saying. You like how do you come across that, dude? I swear to God, like it's so bonkers.
So where
I
does
don't know.
the gunslinger like scale to in the Dark Tower?
I mean, he is out of universal conception. He can resist the strongest avatars of the Crimson King. I mean, like, the further he got to the Dark Tower, the more potent the Men in Black would become. He pulled up casually on Gon. he survived looking at True Form Penny, even though he got KO'd.
Oh,
And like he walks,
I was scaling.
he represents the literal archetypes of the Wanderer. And Stephen King can't. He doesn't want to change his narrative.
Okay.
Just name a few. Also, last thing is, I remember one of my favorite parts is he walks on sand, which, of course, like the drop of water on the grass contains like infinite universes with eternity in them. So he's basically just stepping on countless universes and killing people.
Yep.
So yeah,
Walking in that verse is a multiversal feat. Wish I was
Literally.
making it up. Can't even
Like-
make it up, dude.
it's true. I don't fucking know.
Chat says that Necrons from 40k one shot them. Oh, he also says you can talk about who would you send through the Dark Tower. I mean, I think it's irrelevant. On because it's like no one makes it out of the Dark Tower. Like other verses just don't get out of the Dark Tower.
I have a hard time believing that you could even get in unless you have the plot on your side of Stephen King. It consumes whole ideas. Like the idea of size represents like whole continuities of others, and I don't know. It's just like you have to be on the level of the Crimson King basically to do any real.
Well, no. He's just saying like if you took another character and placed them within the Dark Tower, like how far would they get in the Dark Tower? I think is what he's saying, or like who would get out, or at least that's the way I'm interpreting it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Axel. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think man, even with the man thing wanking that we saw in that last YFE video, like even he would be like. I mean, he's boundless, so he would get high. He would be in the Dark Tower, but I don't see him escaping, right?
I mean, I the thing is like, even though it's a construction, it doesn't really like contain any individuals apart from Gon or kind of imprisoned Crimson King. It's more of just a conceptual idea and the link between the whole entire multiverse of King, you know.
Maybe I just don't comprehend like that.
I mean, every step you take goes around. It stacks infinitely of universes, I assume, and just it's full of conceptual ideas. So I don't know how strong you have to be to casually fathom and I don't know walk up the stairs.
The way I understood it, like that was like all of the Omniverse was inside of that, and to get outside of that was to like be beyond the concept of size, and there was very few characters who could manage to get past that.
Yeah, the Dark Tower is fodder in comparison to other Stephen King characters.
Yeah.
Marturin casually carries it on his back, he's a thought in Gon's mind. It's retarded.
This shit.
And I don't know it being stronger than Gon in fiction.
This is why Trueform Pennywise Solo's your favorite fucking verse, dude. Like, right here, boys. Listen to this shit, dude. You can't, like, this is so absurd.
And if you ever want to wank Azathoth, just remember that however how you rank him, Gon just shits on him. So.
Well, here we go. Here's a classic one. Why don't we do the Emperor of Man and how he doesn't get out of the Dark Tower? Lol. I'll trigger all my 40k fans in the chat.
Wow.
Oh boy. That's just gonna lead to a fucking war.
Yeah, it would. But I mean, well, shit, dude. I can't find feats for him to be able to fucking get outside of that shit. I don't think he's vaporizing. I don't think he's beyond. I don't think he's boundless or anything like that. I know he's pretty busted, hyperversal from my understanding, but I don't think he's standing up to stupid ass shit like that.
Well, really, Q, your question needs to be, what hill do you want to stand on in that battle?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to stand on, Stephen King verse, or do you want to use 4DK, or 4K, 4DK? I mean,
man.
sorry. I'm just saying, like, Stephen King verse is pretty fucking busted.
It's the most fucking busted. I'm sure his video on YFE's video on it'll give more clarity. But if you guys haven't, dude, just go look at some of Q's work comboing over with YFV on scaling the stupid shit in 40K, because that stuff is like absolutely unbelievable, man.
Yeah. All I'll say is just the highest beings within the verse. I don't see any other fictional being coming close to even matching on.
None that I've heard of, man. That's for sure.
The Crimson King just plays like cosmic games of chess with Gon, since he's like the concept of all evil within fiction and nonfiction, since he transcends. He literally caused 9/11 and Pol Pot's genocide just to get the attention of Gon.
Damn.
I have the scan.
Damn. Hey, if you don't agree, feel free to go to his YouTube. It's linked down below, and he'll solo you on it. You can even join the Discord down low, and he will debate you on it. Yep, I'll gladly host that debate any day of the week too. I challenge anybody listening to try and solo Q on Stephen King verse lore. Take your favorite champion into that. I challenge you people.
Honcho's gonna pull up with one of all.
No, Honcho's gonna pull up with Rune King Thor and be like, I'm gonna throw my. He throws his action, blows up the whole Dark Tower, and you're like, lol, dude.
Dark Tower.
Come at me, man. Come at me.
That's good shit.
You've moved away from messing with Stephen King recently, from my understanding. You're working more on like WoW lore now, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that you've come across in World of Warcraft lore?
That's toughy. Honestly, I do like. I mean, it's kind of a common answer. I feel kind of like a bum saying it, but I honestly just think the concept of the old gods is just like I love them so much. It's dope. Basically, just they're like incarnations of pure corruption, and like, even I don't know if you know the stories of them. You probably don't. I'm gonna go over them. But basically, they finally got defeated by the Titans, and they got imprisoned. But they whisper, and drive others to madness, and like it leads to like Emerald Nightmares, the Curse of Flesh. So they basically just lead to like a bunch of lit ass events throughout Azeroth. But I also appreciate kind of the balance behind it. Like, it's not incredibly broken. It has great storytelling, so I recommend it to anyone who hasn't.
Yeah, your description of the Burning Legion seemed pretty cool in that verse, so I can't wait to watch you drop just like a general lore video on that. No rush or anything, but that's something I know I was enjoying.
Yeah, that'll definitely be in the second bid more.
We got another glorious Star Axle quote down low, boys. Most annoying video game character in terms of scaling ever. He was triggered we didn't cover video game characters. This is something I know everyone can jump in on.
I had a good one for
Mario
this one.
would be probably one of mine. I mean, I like Mario, but Mario scaling gets fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, believe it or not. Once you get into Galaxy and stuff, from my understanding, he gets wank.
Or even Kingdom Hearts scaling. I've seen some pretty wank.
I agree.
Did Axel like have a debate against Fafnir or something because he's popping off on MK power Mortal Kombat power scaling?
True.
True.
I didn't even want to bring that up, but my God.
Holy
You should have been there, man. They got folded like origami paper.
Damn. Mortal Kombat thing, dude. Absurd. Fucking out of reversal. He one time fought Shao Kahn, so he's out of reversal. I swear to God, damn.
Or
and they're
like
one
their
ending. Yeah.
Yeah, their stupid ass like 1 minute cinematic ending
Yep.
somehow makes them instantly outer.
Yep, it's like, oh, he beat Shao Kahn or Shinnok or whatever the villain of the game is, so he's high outer. It's like, oh, fucking kill me. I guess that's where
God.
we're at. I don't know, dude. Like,
It's a good question.
I was gonna say Sonic.
yeah, for video game Sonic's pretty chumpy, but like, yeah, if you go into Archie Comics Sonic, he's absurdly
Oh, yeah,
retarded.
yeah.
Archie
He
doesn't
is
fuck around.
absurdly stupid. Yeah, he gets bonkers as hell. That's totally fair. I don't really know who I'd put on that list. For video game characters. Oh, you know what? I take it back. I got one. Fucking Kratos, dude. Holy shit. The
Oh my God.
Kratos memes.
True.
Absurd
Yeah.
scaling, dude. People jizz themselves on Kratos.
That would be
Not to
mine.
say that I'm not, and keep in mind, all these people, we're not denying like how absurdly powerful they are. We're just discussing like how ridiculous it is. Like, Jesus, dude, the Kratos fanboys, like, oh my God, they pop off so fucking hard. It's unbelievable.
Oh, with the power of hope, he is universal.
Damn, dude. We talking Superman or Kratos still? You can't even tell anymore.
Both.
No, literally. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, Super Kratos man.
Yeah, that
Shit.
fucking Kratos memes, dude. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think of any other specific video game characters that are cancer.
Yeah, some people really wank Master Chief, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as some of the other characters that we've like referenced so far.
Flood.
Sometimes Doomslayer can be.
Yeah,
True.
Doomslayer. Yeah, he's got crazy scaling, and people will just say he solos Anyverse because lol, he went to hell and killed everyone. It's like, oh, okay, all right. Like if that's what you believe, like cool, bro. I mean that is good scaling, but that doesn't mean he solos Anyverse. So thanks for trying. It's try as hard as you want. Doom man or Doom guy doesn't make it out of the Dark Tower. Lol. That can just be the new meme, and then afterwards, I'm probably just gonna say, "Dude, what weeb trash every time." I'm telling you, I'm stealing Q's thing. I'm gonna be a better version
No.
of Q, but specifically for the Stephen King verse.
False.
All right. Well, anyone else got anything else they want to add? Any other topics or anything they want to pop off on?
I think I'm pretty good. Covered a good amount. Good
Let's
stuff.
see. We've been chilling for, let's see how long. About an hour. We're going almost an hour. I feel like that's a pretty safe place to end, dude. So once again, we have Don chilling with us. We have Q. Q's got his link in the description. We missed out on Jobber today. His link's in the description. We got Spicy Orange hanging out with us today. And Spicy, you don't have like a channel or anything like that, do you? You're just hanging out with us, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just making sure I wasn't fucking leaving you hanging over here. I didn't want to be that guy.
No.
But yeah, man, feel free to check out everyone's channel. And until next time, guys, it was the Villain High Council. It's great to have you. Great to bullshit and talk around. Next time.